So today the topic is about what to do to come closer to peace of mind. Okay? So the goal is to come to peace of mind. So there is some simple guidance here. Okay? So first you know that peace of mind is not easy to attain. What is the reason why? Because our mind is constantly changing. So we are always pursuing the happiness that is outside. We run after different objects of pleasure. We preoccupy ourselves with different things. Yeah, we have different ambition, different egoistic idea what we should do. We are all the time running around, and the more we run, the more we try, the more we don't have peace of mind. Okay, so that's our human condition. That's all the time seeking for happiness externally. So in Vedanta philosophy, there is some simple guidance to get out of that darkness and that we call situation of ignorance. We call, besides I don't go through deep topic, which is the topic of karma, why we are in condition we are, which is the reason why we are here born and unhappy and get caught. We want very much, sincerely, we want to be free and to find peace, but we just be caught by our mental tendency. Okay? So mental tendency means the mind has a certain habit to do wrong since a very long time. So I need to sit here so I don't look through my head. Okay? We keep repeating the same mistakes. Okay? So simple guidance is like this. You remember this, your life change. Okay? So the formula is you need to move from tamas to rajas to sattva. That's all. That's all you need to do. Okay? So you need to understand these words. Fundamental words. It's called the qualities of nature. I mean, everything in nature, you can see them according to the main three qualities: tamas, rajas, sattva. Tamas is the energy of inertia and darkness, pulling down. Okay? So the movement of tamas is down. So any time that you feel heavy, lethargic, lazy, depressed, the thinking going down, then you can see this is tamas. Okay? Also, tamas makes you feel disconnected. Disconnected, I mean, you feel lonely, isolated, complaining, but failing to do whatever that you need to do. It is veiling. When you have tamas, it is like you have a thick veil over your eyes. You cannot see yourself, you cannot see anything. So the veiling nature of tamas. And we know what is good for us to do, and yet we cannot do. Yeah, it's like a thick veil. And that is tamas. Okay? Clear? Now, rajas. Rajas is the opposite. Is the action, energy of action and passion and external projection. Okay? So when we are in the tamasic state, we are lazy, we are depressed, we don't know what to do ourselves. So what we do, then rajas come. So we say, oh, I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to do that. I'll try this. I'll try that. I will just get myself excited and will just do this, that, you see, as a response to the tamas. And you run and do it. You cannot see the big picture at that time. You project an idea and you run after that. So it's not, you cannot have that broad vision of what is good and what is not good for us to do. Okay? So then at that time, we call the energy of egoism. That means see, but see in a narrow-minded, like a person that is like a horse that see like this. You see only from your point of view. So that rajasic kind of tendency of the mind is not going to bring you to peace and happiness, neither. Because you would try something and then you'll be miss out on something, and if you try something else, you'll miss out something else. So it's fragmented kind of energy. So you do a lot, but you feel not fulfilled. That's what it means. When you are in a rajasic mode, it's not harmonized, it's not united, it's not leading you to peace. Yeah, it's fragmented. You get some glimpse, some bouts of excitement, and then some bouts of unhappiness. So the Rajas energy, you can say, is outward. Okay? So downward, you recognize it's called Tamas. Outward, you recognize it is Rajas. Here, there, this, that, comparing this, that. Yeah. It's called outward tendency. So it creates desires, restlessness, comparison, diversities, competitiveness, and conflict. When your mind starts to compare, oh, this person has this car, I need to have a bigger car, a nicer car. This person has this quality, I'll beat the person, I'll be better. This kind of thinking is called Rajasic thinking. Okay? It creates conflict. When you start to judge people, yeah, it's the energy of Rajas. Okay? Sattva is the third one. Yeah, is a quality of purity, balance, harmony. Okay? So you know, you want to have purity, you want to have sattva. It's also the energy of knowledge and of wisdom. Okay? So if you want to have peace of mind, you need to have more sattva. You need to nourish sattva. You need to do everything to bring more sattva in your life. You need to eliminate tamas out of your life, and you need to calm down the rajas. And you need to nourish the sattva. Okay? That's a formula. Eradicate tamas. Break through the tamas. Calm down the rajas. Because tamas and rajas will bring you down and out. You will not be going toward your goal. And you need to nurture, do everything that can bring about sattva. In sattva, there is no pain and suffering. Tamas bring pain. Rajas bring pain. But sattva, there is no pain. The person feels fulfilled and calm. So the person that is in sattva is able to listen to God's will. So what that means, listen to God's will? Listen to God's will means you are able to know what is the highest good for you and for others. As opposed to listen to your ego's will. Your ego's will means listening to your mind, what you like, what you not like, your tendency. Okay? So that time is the ego's will. But listen to God's will, then your mind doesn't like it too much because your mind has certain tendency to do things certain way. Yeah, but you'll be able to tune into something higher than yourself, and you start to accept it, you start to surrender to it, and you know this is God's will for you. This is the right step for you to take for a brilliant future. Okay, even though your mind might say, oh, this and this and this, yeah, but listening to God's will, that's what it means. Yeah? Surrender. You feel something good, you understand something good intuitively, and then even though your mind may argue, you surrender, you accept. So with sattva, you practice selflessness, okay? Devotion, control mind and the senses, and you'll be able to meditate on the true nature of the self. You'll be able to connect with the true nature of yourself. Okay? When you are in a rajasic mode, will you be able to meditate? No. Okay? So you need to move into the sattvic mode. The ego is there, that means the mind and the habit will say, oh, do this, do this. But then the higher mind is there too, it say, no, I don't do it. Okay? So, in sattva, you feel that you're going inward and upward. And inward and upward bring you to peace of mind. So you get that? A simple formula. Downward, no, bring you to pain. Outward, no, it bring you to pain. Inward means withdrawing, going more toward what you feel inside. Inward, yes. Upward, yes. Okay, so that's the direction of sattva. So we have already a certain tendency when we are born to be sattvic, tamasic, and rajasic. They are all playing, these three gunas, all the time playing with each other. So the idea is you need to take a conscious decision to transform your life because you want peace of mind, is to refuse to do the tamasic thing, the tamasic thoughts, and really calm down the rajas. The rajas will show up sometimes, but you recognize them and you calm them down. And then you actively pursuing all the sattvic activity and sattvic thoughts. So how do you wake up the tamas? Tamas is like sleepiness. So you need to wake it up, move it. Tamas is pull down, stagnation. You sit forever, like this. So stagnation. So how do you break up the stagnation? Through movement. The moment that you start to feel that, oh, I'm tamasic, I'm lazy, I'm complacent, I'm starting to be denying, starting to be complaining, then at that time, what you need to do? Move. That's the formula. Yeah? What that means, moving. You just stand up, wake up, take a few steps, jump into the pond, and run around, do something. Action. You replace the tamas with the action of rajas. Okay? Taking yoga class is the best. Okay? Because it moves the prana, it moves the energy. It breaks up the tamas. So the mind will start to be denying everything. Complaining, denying. So when you attend to satsang, and that's why the rule of ashram, you need to be at satsang. What happened? Yeah, it's wake you up. It's expose you to some other thought that your tamasic mind would not. Tamasic mind would say, I'm not worth it. I'm going to sleep forever and ever, like this. But the satsang will just wake you up. The singing, the chanting is all sattvic activity. Do karma yoga is the best way. It's action, but selfless action. And do something for others. Karma yoga is not just only action, but action with the intention to help others. Okay, whoever that you want to help. The community, the group, the teacher, the school, the senior person, whoever you want to help. It doesn't matter. But the main thing is not for you. You need to get out of your own skin to help you then to awaken from that inertia state. Because the inertia state is a kind of selfish state. Okay? So you don't have any purpose in life, you have no goal. Yeah? You don't want to do anything for yourself, for others. You think your life is a waste, things like that. So you need to wake up the tamas also by pay attention to your diet. Okay? Reduce the number of hours of sleep. Because, with the sleep is the tamas. Okay? Reduce the number of activities like watching TV, playing video games, spending hours on the internet, or chit-chatting, or backbiting with friends. So these are tamasic activities. Why? Because it doesn't require from you any kind of thinking, any kind of effort. If you can just watch the TV or movies mindlessly, it doesn't require anything. Yeah. So you need to reduce that if you want to break up the tamas. Cease activities like drugs, smoking, consuming alcohol, eating meat and fast food products, watching movie based on sexuality and violence. All these are tamasic activity. You need to cease, stop. Okay? So all addiction is a problem of tamas. That means you do something you know that will destroy you, you know it's not good for you, but you keep doing anyway. There is some self-destructive tendency in there. So you have to stop. So you have to become more responsible of your life, that is sattvic, and more responsible with your relationships. Because, relationship can be also tamasic. So it doesn't help each other to grow, but you just hang out with friends, chit-chatting, drinking, partying. So that is a tamasic relationship. Dependency is tamasic relationship. So you don't want dependency. You need to become aware of the way how you spend money. Because when you are in a tamasic mode of mind, you just spend money and then you would create debts to yourself, and you don't care of consequence. You just go shop, shop, shop. Because tamas and rajas, very oftentimes they are together. If tamas is there, rajas also follow. So you go shop, and then you overconsume, and then you would get yourself into debts. So then you become more depressed. So then you do more tamasic thing. It's vicious circle. You buy different gadgets for pleasure and comfort, or anything you do to promote fast and instant gratification. So tamasic is laziness, no energy, no effort. So you want instant gratification. Instant coffee. Instant what else? Huh? Instant noodle. Yes. Instant noodle. Fast food. Everything fast. Instant relationship. Yeah. You go meet somebody and you want to have a relationship with them, so how can it work? You don't have time or anything. You just jump into the bed with somebody. Instant gratification. It's not going to lead you to peace of mind. Easy gratification. Instead of that, you need to connect with nature. You look at nature, it's slow, right? Slow. You plant the plant. It's very slow. But the tree that he planted 6 months ago now is growing up, right? It has some new leaves. Everything is slow but moving. That's nature, the way how nature is. It's slow. But the garden is beautiful. You just turn around, flowers blooming everywhere. So connect with nature, it will calm down that tamas. Make you feel more grounded and comfortable with yourself. What means grounded? That means grounded means, I would say calm, not in your head, not dreaming in your head, because that instant gratification is also being ungrounded and just thinking all in your head. Okay? So that's number one. Wake up the tamas. Wake up the tamas. Okay? The tamas is there. Wake up. Go do something. And the second, pacify the rajas. Yeah? You know what means pacify? The baby has the pacifier, you put in the mouth. The baby cry, pacifier. Because why? Because rajas come and push you. They push you. I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm tired of this, and restlessness of mind, do this, do this, do this, do this. Constant moving. Yeah, cannot calm down, cannot turn inward. Yeah? So to tame the mind that is restless, that is self-motivated, that doesn't listen to God's will, that doesn't think, doesn't know what is good for you to do. Yeah? It's just self-motivated. I like this, so I do this. Yeah? Egoistic and passionate. There's an element of passion as well. Yeah? Passion means a desire mind, sensual activity. Okay? So all these need to be reduced in order to calm the rajas. We can pacify this energy by learning to become more selfless, and in our actions. So usually you see greed, for example, greediness. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. I shop this, I shop for this, I shop for this, I shop for this. So these are rajasic energy. So you would have to learn to be more selfless and to give instead of taking. Give away, give away, give away. Selfless in our action and also in our hearts. I mean, we start to open up our heart. Because if we are selfish, only thinking of ourselves and thinking of our own satisfaction, thinking of our own emotion, our own likes and dislikes, then at that time, the rajas is there. So then you start to go more in that tendency. More, me, what is in there for me? I want mine. Self-motivated only. I don't want to see anything else. Okay? So to deal with that, you would have to learn to be more giving and more selfless. So, and open our heart. Okay? Volunteering for selfless kind of organization is a good way how to deal with your rajas. So I'm all the time volunteering. My job was social work, and I volunteer also at night. So I'm all the time volunteering. Why? Because you have so much energy. What do you do with your energy? You want to waste your energy. Yeah? So you have to deal with your energy. So that energy, that so much energy is a rajas energy. Yeah? You want to express outward. You want to do this. So when you volunteer, you exhaust your energy. But doing something for other people. Yeah? You're tired, but at the same time you feel good. Why? Because the sattva comes. Yeah? Because when you exhaust that rajasic energy, the sattvic energy starts to come. And even though you're tired, but you're fine. Okay? Giving to charity. That is sattvic. That will calm the rajas. Because the rajas also, like I said, the selfishness, they want for me in mind. Yeah? It accumulate and doesn't want to give out. You have to start to think of others and develop compassion. Okay? When you think only of me in mind, you don't have that attitude. You don't nourish that attitude of thinking of others and have compassion. You need to channel the energy upward. Okay? Because rajas, like I said, has a lot of energy. So you have to chant, for example. Chanting is channeling it upward. Yeah? Playing music, singing kirtan is upward, channeling the energy. Devotional practice in general will help to calm the mind down and the ego down. And then you start to acknowledge something we call the presence of God. Now, most of the time you forget the presence of God. But when you start to do devotional action and you sublimate that energy in a conscious manner, also then you start to see, something bigger. We call it the presence of God. But that means that your mind will stop to be selfish, stop to be limited, stop to be rajasic. That's what it means. Your mind stop to be rajasic, and also then you start to see something bigger. So devotional energy will pacify the needy. The mind is very needy and emotional, okay? And purify the heart. You need to purify that rajasic energy. You understand what I'm saying? You know that you have plenty of rajasic energy, plenty of tamasic energy, plenty of rajasic energy. So you know how it works. You have to use that rajasic energy so that you calm it down. You need to calm down that rajasic energy. Yeah? You don't calm down just to say, okay, sit still and meditate. You just cannot. When the rajasic energy is very strong, you cannot sit still and you cannot meditate. Yeah? So what you do action. Okay, rajas is action. You need to do action, but you tweak it a little bit. You do selfless action. Okay? Selfless action would use that energy of action, but it tweak it, make it change into something sattvic. Okay? Rajasic emotion, we want love. Yeah. But love, Rajasic and Tamasic, then you want to express the love. You want to go and have a sexual activity, for example, or sensual activity. So that is the Tamas and the Rajas energy. Okay, so you tweak it a little bit by doing devotional practice. Okay, you just sublimate, switch that energy. You go chanting Radha Krishna song. And then you love God. Devotional means love. You express that love. Then it just shifted into from the desire energy, selfish desire energy, into the selfless purification. You become light and happy. So then you nurture in the rajas, in the effort to pacify the rajas, you nurture the relationship with the divine. Okay? Because rajas is not able to see unity. Rajas will see outward, so it sees something outside. So you would love something outside and you run toward it. That's the way how rajas work. Okay? So to calm down the rajas, you by devotional practice, you would purify that duality mind and that split mind, and then you're going to make it into a divine relationship. Okay, so then it improve the relationship with yourself. Okay, so the effort to calm down the rajas energy will improve your relationship with your own self. Okay, so when you want to calm down the rajas, you need to reduce activities. You need to learn to concentrate and to reduce activities. Means leading a simple, regulated life. Okay? So rajas will want this. Yeah? But sattva, simple. Okay? This gives the mind a focus. So when the mind is able to focus, you switch from rajas to sattva. Okay? And then you start to breathe because you start to have some peace. So you need to learn to live in the moment because that also is part of calming down the rajas. The rajasic mind, the restless mind, go into the future. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. The tamasic mind go into the past. This happened in the past, this happened in the past. I'm so sorry because this happened and so on. Okay? So you are between the tamas and the rajas, between the past and the future, between the regrets, and then the anxiety of the future. So you need to learn to focus in the present. Okay? Breathe or slow down, appreciating small things in the daily life. Okay? So you start to use also this intellect. The intellect in the tamasic mode, you will not use the intellect. In the rajasic mode, very often you use the emotion. You don't use your intellect. But if you start to use your intellect, to ask questions about your motive, what do you really want? Okay? And you discriminate between what is lasting and what is not lasting, what is temporary, okay? What is important and what is not. If you start to do this, it calms down the rajas and it induces the sattva. Okay? So then you start to see the construct of your own imagination. Okay? The mind imagine all kinds of things. So you practice contentment. You start to build a healthy yogic lifestyle, which calm down the rajas. That means including the kind of food, the kind of exercise, breathing. Okay, so the yoga life, the 5 points yoga life. Calm the rajas, you eat vegetarian food. You avoid stimulating food. You have a regulated schedule. You have a daily routine instead of engage in chaotic and spontaneous activity based on impulses. Normally, you don't want to have a schedule. You don't want to follow a schedule. You just want to follow your mood, and then you follow your impulses. When you calm the rajas, which is the most important activity, even more than tamas, is the rajas that is difficult to control. Then you start to do community service. You think, instead the mind starts to think me, and you switch it into we. Mind starts to think mine, then you switch it into thine. Okay? At that time, you become calm, focused. You channel your energy more effectively, and you are living in harmony with yourself and others. Okay, so that's the two big jobs. One is wake up the tamas. I think the wake up the tamas is easier because it's easy to feel that you are heavy, and to move around. But calm down the rajas is more difficult because the rajas is like a big trap, It gives you a high, but a false high. You see? So then it's a trap. You go into it. And the ego is very big. So that's why rajas include the ego. The ego is very big. So to move from ego to selflessness is more difficult. The number 3 is called, it's increase. You need to increase and nurture the sattva. Okay? So that's the number 3 point. The sattva, you need to know what is sattvic. The 5-point yoga life is sattvic. Doing asanas, not just only running, jogging, okay? Doing asanas, increase the sattva. Do pranayama, increase the sattva. Do relaxation, increase the sattva. Eat the right kind of food, increase the sattva. Positive thinking, meditation, chanting, kirtan, music, these are increase the sattva. So, when the rajas start to come down, peace of mind start to appear immediately. Sattva start to appear. Okay? When tamas and rajas start to be balanced, rajas start to be calmed down, sattva appear immediately in the form of peace of mind. But when you start to have peace of mind, don't stop there. Okay? But continue practicing the inner discipline of yoga, meditation, carrying on leading a contented life, because not just only a little bit, okay? Because you have to have a glimpse of peace, and then you stop, you go back to the rajas and the egoistic life, you go back. Okay? Continue practice the discipline of yoga, meditation, selfless service, and live a peaceful, contented, meaningful life. When you live a peaceful, contented, meaningful life, then what's happened sometimes? What happens sometimes? The rajas will attack you. You have some attack of rajas. The rajas will say, oh, I could have been somebody, right, Samrat? I can be somebody famous and doing this and doing that and big star. Now I'm here and I'm doing, just little sometimes play, and then I have to do little service and this, that. But you forget, you see, because under the rajas kind of habits, you would classify things as this is not for me, this is not good, this is good. Yeah, you don't have that sattvic kind of understanding. Okay? It's not about cooking or cleaning. It's not about what you do, but it's about the surrendering of the ego to something bigger than yourself. And this is bringing the sattva. Okay? The surrendering of the ego to something bigger than yourself. This brings the sattva, and it brings the peace of mind. Okay? But the rajas will come and attack and say, why I have to do dishes? Why I have to do this, that? And it come back. Okay? Like you said, I have to make money. You make money to do what? To spend the money. And that's called the rajas. I want to make money. I want to make money. And then you spend the money. You see? When you are not sure that you are in a sattvic mode, that's what's happening. The rajas will come and attack back. Okay? So it's okay. How many things you need? How many? Really? We have plenty. How many dress do you need? How many shirts? How many shoes? How many? Not too much. I like things. I like shawl. But how many shawl I use? Maximum 2. And that's it. So sattva is that. It's the conscious practice of the 5 points of yoga to help to tune yourself to higher truth. Okay? It's subtle. Sattva is subtle. So unless you have a glimpse of it, so you have to start like this, control the tamas, calm down the rajas, and you start to feel inside that peace and that truth. You start to feel it, because you never know that you're thinking of this thing before. Why? Because the mind is full of rajas, so it doesn't think of sattva. But now you start to feel genuinely, the compassion, the selflessness, what is the truth. You start to be stabilized. Okay? Sattva means stability. Rajas means not stability. Yeah. Tamas is stability in the tamas. I mean, you sleep forever. That is not stability. That is stagnation. Okay? But rajas is not stability at all. Okay? But when you start to feel stability, it is the sattva. Because only in stability that you have peace of mind. Okay? So you will experience less up and down. Okay? The mind normally go up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? But now, when you start to have sattva, you experience calmness, less up and down. Okay? And you fine-tune your mind becomes more subtle, fine-tuned to subtle awareness. Okay? So that's starting to happen. You increase compassion and pure love naturally. You don't have to force to love anybody. You just love naturally. You become selfless as if it is your natural state of being. You don't have to make effort to be selfless. You will no longer experience loneliness. So this is a big deal. When you don't experience any more loneliness, because you experience love for everybody. You are happy. Okay? No longer experience loneliness, because when you experience loneliness, is the rajas attack. In rajas, because you define yourself as such, so then you experience loneliness. But in Sattva, you don't experience yourself as this limited personality and this limited body. So therefore, you experience expansion of consciousness. So therefore, you are not lonely. That's a very important thing to note. And then at that time, you don't experience loneliness and you don't experience neediness in a relationship. At that time, you become yourself. You don't run away from somebody, or you don't run towards somebody, try to possess them. Yeah, you become who you are, and you are very happy. Yeah, that is the peace of mind right there. You naturally will be respectful, calm, and correct. When Sattva is like light, you'll be able to see the correct situation, the correct way of behavior of somebody. So yoga terms this as having equal vision, calm. Okay? Awareness will increase, consciousness will expand, and then you experience bliss. Okay? Bliss or the happiness does not come in tamas and rajas. Rajas, you call it excitement. Yeah? We call it temporary pleasure. But it's not bliss, sustaining bliss. And some kind of peace and happiness or bliss that is sustaining. Yeah? Why you don't have this? Because too much tamas is still there, too much rajas is still there. Yeah? But now you know the way to get there. So you need to practice removing the tamas, calm down the rajas, and nurture the sattva. Okay? As awareness increases and consciousness will expand, you experience bliss without seeking for it. Rajas is seeking for bliss. But sattva, you experience bliss by itself. You don't seek for it, you're just happy. Okay? Meditation will happen by itself. You don't have to force yourself to meditate. Okay? The mind becomes clear and free from desires, from ambitions, from inner conflict. Okay? Inner conflict means something you feel that you want to do, and then your mind will come up with another idea you want to do, and so you have all this fragmented pieces of mind. Okay? So please practice this starting from today. Just observing the tamas, the rajas, the sattva, you know what to do. If you see the tamas, wake it up by action. If you see the rajas, calm it down. Be selfless and contented. And then when you have chance, then just consciously practice all the things that would bring about the sattva, the asanas, the pranayama, the selflessness, and meditation, and so on. Okay? So visualize peace, joy, contentment, harmony, and balance as the goal of life. A brilliant future is awaiting you. This is what Swami Sivananda said. Okay, thank you very much. So remember, this is a very fundamental teaching, the direction to go in life. Thank you. Oh.